failed primary school twice and middle school 3 times. Also failed his university entrance exam 3 times. He was rejected by the police force and even KFC. He applied for Harvard 10 times and was rejected each and every time. Now, he is one of the richest people in the world as the founder of Alibaba, one of the biggest e-commerce companies on the planet. Had his name mentioned in Time magazine's 100 most influential people in 2009 and 2014, and was also selected as one of China's most powerful people by Businessweek, even appearing on the front page of Forbes magazine. Today we'll talk about a story. The story of the life of a man who has impacted the entire economy and internet industry of China almost single-handedly. His life is nothing less than the story of Robert, the Bruce and the Spider, that we were taught as kindergartens. This is the story of Jack Ma. Jack Ma was born on October 15, 1964, in the city of Hangzhou in China, located in the southeastern part of China. He has an older brother and a younger sister. He and his siblings grew up at a time when communist China was increasingly isolated from the West and his family was poor. Jack Ma was scrawny and often got into fights with classmates. "I was never afraid of opponents who were bigger than I," he recalls in Alibaba, a book by Liu Shiying and Martha Avery. Still, Ma had hobbies just like any other kid. He liked collecting crickets and making them fight and was able to distinguish the size and type of cricket just by the sound it made. It was when US President Richard Nixon visited Hangzhou in 1972 that Jack Ma became entranced by the Western world. His hometown became a tourist attraction. As a young child, he would visit the hotels where US tourists were staying to learn English in exchange for giving them tours around the city. In fact, it was through befriending one of the tourists that Jack Ma got his English name Jack. Ma struggled with gaining admission into college. He failed the entrance exam for the Hangzhou Teachers College twice as his weak point was mathematics, scoring less than 1%. The Chinese entrance exams, held annually, took Ma 3 years to pass. Ma attended Hangzhou Teachers Institute, currently known as Hangzhou Normal University, and graduated in 1988 with a Bachelor of Arts in English. After graduating, he applied for 30 different jobs, but was rejected for all of them. Out of the 24 people who applied for KFC, Ma was the only one to be rejected. He also applied for the police force, but was rejected and told he was no good. He was finally able to find a job as an English teacher and international trade at Hangzhou Dianzi University, earning as little as $12 each month. Despite all these failures and rejections, Ma persisted throughout. Relying on his English skills, Ma started a translation service business and visited the US as a translator, where he was introduced to the internet. Without any technical knowledge of computers or coding, Ma became interested in this new phenomenon at the time. The idea of creating an online store came from Ma discovering the lack of Chinese beer in online search results. This led him to create his second venture online called ChinaPage, which listed Chinese businesses and products. He launched the website at 9:40 a.m. and by 12:30 p.m. he had received emails from some Chinese investors wishing to know about him. This was when Ma realized that the internet had something great to offer. In April 1995, Ma and He Yibing, a computer teacher, opened the first office for China Pages, and Ma started their second company. On 10 May 1995, they registered the domain chinapages.com in the United States. Within 3 years, the company had made 5 million renminbi, which at the time was equivalent to US $800,000. Ma began building websites for Chinese companies with the help of friends in the US. He said that the day we got connected to the web, I invited friends and TV people over to my house, and on a very slow dial-up connection, we waited 3.5 hours and got half a page, he recalled. We drank, watched TV, and played cards, waiting. But I was so proud. I proved the internet existed. At a conference in 2010, Ma revealed that he has never actually written a line of code, nor made one sale to a customer. He acquired a computer for the first time at the age of 33. In order to expand and obtain more funding, Ma decided to partner with a government company. Unfortunately, as the company gained majority control over the venture, this stifled Ma's vision for the business and led to his departure from the company. Ma then took up a government job at the Ministry for Foreign Trade and Economic Cooperation, through which he was able to build connections with people of influence such as one of the founders of Yahoo, Jerry Yang. In 1999, after having left the government job, Ma gathered a group of 17 of his friends and pitched the idea of an online marketplace for small and medium-sized businesses. The site allowed exporters to post product listings that customers could buy directly. The program was expected to improve the domestic e-commerce market and perfect an e-commerce platform for Chinese enterprises, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, to address World Trade Organization (WTO) challenges. To secure funding for this venture, Ma traveled to the US once again, this time to Silicon Valley to pitch his idea. But he faced a familiar obstacle as his idea was rejected and criticized as being unprofitable and unsustainable. Through persistence, Ma was eventually able to secure funding of $5 million from Goldman Sachs and $20 million from SoftBank, a Japanese telecom company that also invests in technology companies. However, in 2003, the future still looked bleak for Alibaba, with the company failing to make any revenue within the first 3 years and facing bankruptcy within 18 months. As the Chinese economy was still in its infancy at the time, businesses and government authorities were skeptical about the idea of an online marketplace. Ma also faced internal issues within Alibaba as part of his vision for the company to grow and attract young, outside talent required limiting his existing venture partners' promotions to ranks above managerial roles. Unintentionally, this resulted in dissension amongst a number of his team who ended up walking out on him. But Ma was able to pick up the pieces and unify his remaining team to take Alibaba forward, challenging established online businesses like eBay who already had existing operations in China. Within 5 years, Ma and Alibaba managed to drive eBay out of business in China, and with the help of further funding from Yahoo founder Jerry Yang, Alibaba was able to expand and grow further into the international market. He has always maintained a sense of fun at Alibaba. When the company first became profitable, Ma gave each employee a can of silly string to go wild with. In the early 2000s, when the company decided to start Taobao, its eBay competitor, he had his team do handstands during breaks to keep their energy levels up. That's how fun and energetic Jack Ma of Alibaba is. Ma wanted to improve the global e-commerce system, and from 2003 he founded Taobao Marketplace, Alipay, Alimama, and Lynx. After the rapid rise of Taobao, eBay offered to purchase the company. However, Ma rejected their offer, instead gathering support from Yahoo co-founder Jerry Yang. In 2005, Yahoo invested $1 billion in Alibaba in exchange for about a 40% stake in the company. This was huge for Alibaba. At the time it was trying to beat eBay in China, and it would eventually be an enormous win for Yahoo too, netting it $10 billion in Alibaba's IPO alone. In 2014, Alibaba made history through the world's largest IPO to date. The company's $150 billion IPO was the largest offering for a US-listed company in the history of the New York Stock Exchange. It also made Ma the richest man in China, with an estimated worth of $25 billion. Alibaba employees threw a big party at the company's Hangzhou headquarters to celebrate. One employee even took the party as the perfect opportunity to propose. Ma told employees at a press conference that he hopes they use their newfound wealth to become a batch of genuinely noble people, a batch of people who are able to help others and who are kind and happy. The biggest day in the calendar for Alibaba is China's Singles Day, a retaliation to Valentine's Day which supposedly celebrates the country's singletons. In 2016, the site recorded nearly $18 billion in sales in 24 hours. The company has continued to grow from strength to strength, scaling its operations into various industries such as technology and logistics, turning the online business into one of the world's largest conglomerates today. Ma served as executive chairman of Alibaba Group, which is a holding company with 9 major subsidiaries: Alibaba.com, Taobao Marketplace, Tmall, Edao, Alibaba Cloud Computing, Juhuasuan, 1688.com, AliExpress.com, and Alipay. In November 2012, Alibaba's online transaction volume exceeded 1 trillion yuan. As of 2016, Ma is the owner of Chateau de Sours in Bordeaux, Chateau Garry Côtes de Bourg and Chateau Perrin and Blay, Côtes de Bordeaux. According to Forbes, he's worth an estimated $29 billion, which includes his 7.8% stake in Alibaba, China's answer to Amazon, and a nearly 50% stake in payment processing service Alipay. As of April 2021, with a net worth of $51.5 billion, Ma is the third wealthiest person in China, as well as one of the wealthiest people in the world, ranked 26th by Bloomberg Billionaires Index. In 2019, Forbes named Ma in its list of Asia's 2019 Heroes of Philanthropy for his work supporting underprivileged communities in China, Africa, Australia, and the Middle East. Having started his first successful company at the age of 31, and even after never having written a single line of code or selling something to anyone, Jack Ma runs one of the biggest e-commerce networks in the world. The company went on to grow rapidly, expanding all across the world, quickly growing out of its China shell. Only second to Walmart now in terms of sales per year, Alibaba has become the e-commerce giant that Jack Ma has envisioned for it. Jack Ma's life is perhaps the greatest example of success through failure. This man alone has shown us failure isn't the end, but an opportunity to become successful. That is all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed this informative video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching, see you next time.